This place has an automatic lawnmower and it scares me a little bit. It looks like I'm basically swiping it into my eyes, and it looks to me that way as well, but it doesn't happen, so it's fine. Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this video where we are finally doing a full face of Barbie inspired makeup. I guess I always meant to film this video because I'm really into all the pinks and all the Barbie stuff at the moment, but I never got around to it. And I know everyone has done it by now and everyone is getting kind of sick of it, but I have yet to see the movie, so I still feel very inspired. So let's do a very pink, very fun, I don't know, very casual makeup look together right here at my staycation house. And yeah, subscribe if you like the video. Let's get started. So I already did my hair in these nice little pigtails. It's a little bit chilly here, so I guess the outfit isn't really inspired, but there's a little bit of pink in it, so let's just go with it. I'm going to start off with my eyes, and I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeshadow base. This is the Icing eyeshadow base by Glamlight in the shade Classic Vanilla. So I scooched everything in a little bit closer because we are going to do eye makeup, and I thought we could combine two things. One of which is my Single Shadows palette. You know, I'm working with whatever I brought on vacation with me, so it's not a lot. But I did bring my Michaela Part 1. And I think this will do the job compared with my Single Shadows. So, paired, I mean, with my Single Shadows. So I thought we could do something pinky peachy or pinky purpley. I don't know, maybe a little bit of blue with this palette, and then add a nice couple of Single Shadows into the mix. So the key to this look for me is, yes, I want to make it Barbie, but I don't want to make it too over the top. I still want to make it kind of wearable, but still pink. It's going to be a tough line to walk. So safety first, I guess. So we're going in with the hot pink. This shade is called Iconic. It's a matte shade. And I think this will give us a nice, very pink base. Alright, that's going to be it for the pink. Now I am going to keep it safe just a little bit, and I'm going to add Willow, which is this dark brown, but it has a very purple undertone. And I think it's going to be perfect for more of a neutral, deepening up shade. I'm not going to... This place has an automatic grass machine, what you call it, lawnmower, and it scares me a little bit. Yeah, I hope you can't hear it. Either way, this whole video, or every video I filmed this week, is a little bit more improvised and a little bit more casual, and I hope you can enjoy it anyway. And otherwise, I'll be back in my old room next week. See, this really toned down the pink, but it's still pink, but it's a little bit more grounded this way. I'm also putting this on the lower lash line. I'm trying to keep it quite close to the lashes. It looks like I'm basically swiping it into my eyes, and it looks to me that way as well, but it doesn't happen, so it's fine. And that's all I'm going to do with the dark shades. It's dark enough, plenty dark. Let's see what we got. I immediately thought of using Halley's Comet from Terra Moons, which is this beautiful purple pink duochrome, and I think that's going to be the one, but let's just go over the options. I also have this one, Sunbeam, which is a little bit more peachy, and then I have this one that I used it this week. It's sort of a more toned down version of Halley's Comet. It's called Translucency. That's also an option. I really like this shade by Lethal. I'm not really sure what the name is. Parsec, that's the one. which is a multichrome, which is also, you know what? I think it's time to take Parsec for a spin again. So I'm going to take some of that on my finger, and this is from Lethal Cosmetics. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid, at least the part that was still bare. Tap it a little bit on the edges, but not too much. You know, it's not as pink as I thought it would be, but it is beautiful. And to make the whole look a little bit more pink, I am going into this shade, which is called Simping from the Michaela palette. And this is a regular metallic, but it's very pink. I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. And I'm really putting a lot on, just to make sure that there's a true hint of pink in this look. Right, so I just dug my finger into the shade trying to get it out, but now I have it. It's called Glisten from Cleona, and that's going to be my inner corner shade. It has a little bit of a purpley hue. Yes, that's really nice. And I'm also putting a little bit of this underneath my brows. I feel like for a Barbie look, you shouldn't go timid with the highlights. Yes, I like it. I think it might have been prettier with Halley's Comet, but it's okay. We'll see what it looks like when it all comes together. Alright, to finish up the eye look, I'm going to take a very pale pink eyeliner for my lower lash line. This one is from Kruidvat in the shade Innocent Pink. And I feel like a Barbie look also needs a good liquid eyeliner. So this is the Liner Pow from Makeup Revolution. This is just a black liquid liner. I'm going to line about 2/3 of my eye. And then with my eyes open, I'm also doing some little wings. Just some small baby ones. And while my lash glue is already drying, I'm going to apply just a thin coat of black mascara. And you know what? I feel like this look, yes, lower lash mascara, but only on the outer half. Do you see the effect that that gives? It's a little bit more doll-like that way. So the lashes I have are the Glam Light with Strawberry Shortcake lashes, and I cut them to be about 3/4 length. And that's going to be it for the eye look. I think it worked. I think it's a little bit more dramatic than what a Barbie would wear, but it's my version, and my version always has a little bit of drama in the eyes. Now, concerning the face makeup, sure, when thinking of Barbie, you'd say put on a full face of foundation and cover everything up, a lot of contour. Just a regular girl Barbie would stay away from that and keep it a little bit more light. So I am going to put on some foundation, but not a quite heavy one. So the one I want to use is this one from NARS. This is one of my staples, the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I have the shade Gobi, and I'm not going to put on too much. I'm not using any primer today. So the way I applied it right now, it's more of a light medium type of coverage, more of a natural to glowy finish. And especially when you don't set it, it's beautiful. The shade is perfect for me. So I feel like that's very nice. Might actually be a little bit light for me on my hands and stuff, but on my face it'll work. Now for concealer, I've been testing something because I was very intrigued by this ombre blush concealer trick, where you put concealer here and then go over to a color corrector right here and then straight into a liquid blush right here. And I want to try it, but I did also try recently a couple of times to just use color corrector and no concealer at all, and that I really liked as well. But I'm going to try the ombre trick today. So I'm going to start with a little bit of color corrector. This is just the classic Becca one. Taking a little bit of that on this small pointed brush. And I'm going to put it... You know what? I'm also going to put it on the inner part of my eye because that's where I have the most darkness. And I feel like even when you go a little bit lighter on the coverage, a Barbie would never have dark circles. That just doesn't sound right to me. So I'm going to cover those up. Then I'm going to do it a little bit differently, and I'm going to use this liquid blusher, which is sort of a highlighter made by Mitchell in the shade Candy Trip, because otherwise I'll be using the same one all the time. So I'm going to put this right over here, wherever I would put blush but also highlight. And I'm really bringing it underneath my eye as well. And I'm also putting this one on my nose. And then finally, I'm taking the Huda Beauty concealer because this is a little bit more full coverage and also a little bit more matte. So it's going to be perfect on top of that inner corner. So I'm putting that one right here. Now I'm cleaning off that brush that I used on the back of my hand, or at least a little bit. I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the inner corners, blend it into the color corrector, blend it into the blush. What do you think? Did that work? I don't know, maybe I should have used a more pigmented blush, but I do like the effect that it gives to not put concealer on top of all of the color corrector. Before we set the face, I do want to use one more liquid product, which is this, also made by Mitchell. This is his Blush Contour in the shade Hollow there, which is a nice, very pale contour shade for my skin tone. I'm going to put a little bit behind my cheeks and a little bit around my nose. And I'm specifically not putting anything across like I usually would, because I feel like a Barbie nose is less round. I'm also putting a little bit underneath my lip and a little bit here around my chin. And I'm immediately blending that with my Real Techniques contour brush. I like where this is going. It's just a little bit too shiny for me right in the center of my face. So I'm going to take a little bit of powder, and I'm going to take this specific powder. This is the Wet n Wild 5-in-1 Essence Primer plus Finish powder. It looks very white, and I wish it was a little bit brightening, but it really isn't. But it's still good. So I'm just taking a little bit of this on a small brush, and I'm setting the inner part of my eyes, around my nose, sort of this center triangle. Now for brows, I'm just going to do the routine that I like at the moment, which is just a little bit of a very good brow gel. This is the one from Too Faced. I'm not really sure what the Barbie brow trend would look like. Maybe a little bit more thin and accentuated. But I also feel like a Barbie does the trends, and this is a little bit more trendy. So we're just going to do that. Now with a slightly fluffy brush, I'm going to take a little bit of powder bronzer. This is just the one from Charlotte Tilbury. And for a little bit of more blush, I'm going into my Hourglass palette. And I'm going to take a combination of these two shades. This is more red, this is more peachy pink. Together, I think they'll be a little bit more bright pink. That looks really pretty on top of that blush lighter. I'm also bringing it up to my forehead, onto my chin, just with whatever is remaining. That's really nice. I actually think it's already glowy enough. But like I said, there's never enough highlight in a Barbie. So the highlight that I want to use is this one from Unearthly. It's called Twilight. And it's basically just a clear shimmer. And it's quite subtle, at least it doesn't pick up a lot. So you really have to put in your brush. But I think it gives us just what we need. So now all we need is lips, and I thought we could use an actual Barbie product for this. So I once bought the Barbie lip kit from Glamlight X Barbie. They did a collaboration about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, and it was really ahead of its time because no one was really interested at that point, but I think they would be now. Anyway, it's one of my favorite lip kits ever. I use this lip liner all the time. It's a little bit too deep for what I want right now. I just want to lay some attention on it. So the one that I am going to use is another Glamlight one. This one is from the Frosted Flakes collaboration, and it's more of a, it's still sort of rosy, but it's more nude. And it's definitely lighter. So of course I overlined a little bit, but not too much. Now I'm going to take this lipstick that was part of the Barbie lip kit. It's pretty much a clear balm, but there's a lot of sparkle in there, and if you really build it up, it's a little bit pink. And you know, in the original lip kit, there was actually a lip gloss that went over this, but I'm going to keep it like this because I feel like any lip gloss you put on top really diminishes the shine that this one gives. And I think it's really nice like this. And just like that, we finished the look. What do you think? I actually really like it. So maybe this will be my type of makeup look for when I go to the movie next week. Who knows? I'll show you what I ended up wearing whenever I do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.